I know. I try to stay away from like the whole politic thing.
Wait, I have to say, it's so funny how we both are being so delicate around this topic. It's like,
because our conversation earlier this week was boom, boom, boom,
right.
boom, boom. Hey guys, welcome back to NEMT Van Talks. I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Monica.
And we're the owners of an NEMT business based in California. Now, last week, Monica and I were having a conversation about the 2024 election, which is around the corner.
So today, we're going to talk about how the 2024 election can impact the NEMT industry and what can we expect from this election?
Yeah. Yesterday, we were talking about Kamala Harris's policies and how they could affect small businesses, particularly looking at the impact of her policies as it pertains to NEMT, right? Just kind of really trying to get a forecast of what the future could look like if she is elected as our next president.
Right. I know it's a tough one, and let's be clear, we are not saying that we're advocates for Kamala or Trump. We're just going to dive deep and discuss both individuals and their policies and how they could affect this industry. So you're right. So let's talk about it.
So she did say, or she did mention how she's looking to expand access to healthcare through legislative policies, right? But what does that look like, though?
Yeah.
You know?
Right. So does that mean she's gonna invest more into healthcare? Does that mean, like, as a small business owner, what can we expect? You know what I mean? Like, because we do need more money being invested into healthcare. Because I know that's a broad term, but it means a lot.
Not even healthcare, though. Transportation.
Yeah.
When we go into some of these spaces, right? That's the number one topic. Right? So why is the funding not there for transportation the way that it needs to be? And if Kamala Harris is elected as our next president, is she going to stand on her word?
Yes. Well, just like anything, when it comes to politics, like, they say what they want us to hear. They say what we want to hear in order to get our vote, right? But we're hoping that, the things that they're running on at this moment, they're going to stand on those things. They're going to stand on it, and hopefully she will make a change if she is the next president. But what else? What else are some things that you could think about?
I know I have heard her say quite a few times, she talks about equity and really opening up the door and making services available to
all across the board and understanding the community in spite of your background, your color, and being very open across the board and just fair to everyone. So yeah, you're right, which could potentially help that underserved community,
which is the community that needs our service the most. Right? Yeah. So giving them access to transportation, because I'll tell you, my heart hurts every time we get a call from somebody that can't afford our services, right? And then, you can partner with state Medicaid programs, but they make it so difficult for NEMT providers even to bill the state for services that NEMT providers don't even want to deal with it. So they back away from providing services to that population of people. So
it's an underserved community that could benefit from these resources the most. So investing back into healthcare, again, transportation, like, those individuals are the ones that could benefit from it.
I agree. I agree with that for sure.
I see you over there thinking it's like you got more. What you thinking about?
No, because I was having a conversation with my client the other day, and he was talking about Trump. Like, he loves Trump, you know. And I was like, okay, let's talk about it. And he talked about how Trump is trying to help small businesses, right, by putting things in place. But then he also, you know, I also saw that he's thinking about deregulating
education
stuff. So was it education?
Education is one of the talking points most recently.
I did hear that he was thinking about cutting funding for education.
Yeah, that's what it is. My correction. You're absolutely right. Cutting funding for education.
And that concerned me because would they if you cut funding for education, what's the first thing that's gonna go? Transportation.
Or that's the first thing they're going to reduce, like transportation. Like, even, well, that's another conversation. But yeah, that's the first thing they're going to cut. That's one of the first things they're going to cut.
And there are so many NEMT providers right now that are doing student transportation. Like, it's huge. Like, I just had a consultation last week, and the guy got a contract providing services to 200 and something kids a day. Like, so
this election is critical for the NEMT industry. And that's why it's going to be so important that regardless of who you decide to vote for, you just need to vote, you know, because there's so many other things, like, you know, even with, let's just talk about Trump some more, some things that he has wanted to do. So like how you just mentioned, he want to pour it back into, you know, small businesses, but what does that look like as well? You know, does it mean it's going to be easier for you to get small business loans? Does that mean it's going to be easier for you to get grants? Do that mean you're going to have a tax deduction at the end of the year? So like, I would like to know more about what that will look like when you're talking about investing.
I mean, we've had a taste of Trump, though. We had a taste of him, right? I mean, our economy was okay to me, in my eyes, you know. I mean, but
okay,
you know, I
you know, we did have a taste of Trump, and I think when the economy was doing well, when Trump was elected, you have to think about what he inherited and who he inherited it from. So he took over an economy that was under Barack Obama. So a lot of the things that Barack Obama had implemented, even though people have mixed reviews about certain things that he did or didn't do, the economy that Trump took over was the economy from Barack Obama. So he got a lot of credit for some things that have been put in place that he didn't necessarily do. But nevertheless, the economy was doing a little bit better when he was in office. Yeah. I can't agree to that.
I'm not gonna lie, it's tough right now.
It's tough.
It's tough right now. I'm sorry.
And we definitely need.
Remember the gas prices was like $7 a gallon.
And we definitely need a change.
Food is so expensive right now. Yeah. Rent is so expensive right now.
And people are looking for a change.
Taxes on businesses.
Yeah. And people are looking for a change, and we want a change.
But who will that change?
That's the $1 million question. Who can change this economy right now? For us all that are struggling and trying to make ends meet. For everyone that's currently being impacted by this economy.
Well, you know, Trump, he's talking a lot about tax cuts and incentives for small business owners. Do you think that once he gets in the White House,
we're not predicting, we don't know who.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry.
Let's backtrack. You mean if he's elected?
Yeah, if he's elected,
what
are we really gonna see those?
Again, you have to think about it people are they're saying, I mean, this is politics. Like, we're not going to get every single thing that
we never do.
Right. You know, like, they're saying what they think we want to hear to get our vote. And so, because again, you can't make all these changes without having the Senate, the House. Like, there are so many other things that you have that comes into play when you're trying to make changes and implement certain things. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. It's a gamble. And with politics, there's always a gamble. You know?
Well, I mean, if we're able to reduce our operational expenses, that could essentially help us grow.
Yeah.
So, right? So we need more of that.
Okay.
We need more of that. I'm curious.
You know,
what are you guys' thoughts on this? I know I try to stay away from like the whole politic thing.
Wait, I have to say, it's so funny how we both are being so delicate around this topic. It's like,
because our conversation earlier this week was boom, boom, boom,
right.
boom, boom. But
we are being delicate around this topic because we get it. It's a touchy conversation. People don't like to talk about politics. They don't like to talk about who they're gonna vote for and all of these things. And those are your rights. You don't have to. And we do know this is a delicate conversation. But honestly, these are things that we should be talking about. These are things that you should be thinking about. So when you cast your vote, you should be thinking about, like, why am I voting for this person? What are the benefits of voting for this individual? And how can my business thrive? And not even if you're not even a business owner, like, what do you see the value of voting for this individual? And so those are some of the things that you want to think about when you're casting your votes. And so that's honestly, that's the purpose, because I've been hearing this all week. Your vote matters, and that's true. It does. And so this is an opportunity for your voice to be heard. And so, regardless of who you decide to vote for, whatever the reason is behind your voting, just vote. Make your voice heard. And that's the only way to do so. But just think about it. Put some thought into whoever you decide to vote for.
Yeah. And do your research.
Yeah.
Do your research. Definitely do your research. Actually, my sister called me the other day and she said, you know what? She said, voting for our next president is important, right? But it's also important to vote on the local level, right? Some of those policies that's coming about, proposition that, because that's what's going to impact your community, your local community. So you definitely want to make sure that you're doing your research on that as well. I don't know, girl. I'm a little defunding the school district though. Come on now, these kids already wild.
Yeah,
they already wild.
Yeah.
But Kamala Harris, she did say she was gonna put more into our school systems, right? But I don't know, because when I think about the school system, I think about what's Joe Biden's wife's name?
Girl, don't ask me. I don't know.
You don't know her name?
I know.
You don't know the first lady name?
I know Michelle Obama.
Oh, Lord have mercy. But I remember during election time, when they were campaigning and stuff, she was saying how, I think she was a teacher too, right? And she was. Yeah, and she had the teachers behind her, like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do. Girl, please, I ain't heard nothing about her helping no school system, no. So,
but again, what I just said.
But Michelle Obama was on the forefront.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. A lot of times, the things that they run on when they get in office, the tune change. It changes. So,
I wish we could just like hit a button, like, okay, you didn't do what you said you.
But you're right. We should hold. We have to hold them accountable.
We really
should.
Do.
Yeah, we should. Like, this is what you ran on. This is what your campaign was about. This is what you spoke about at every single campaign event. Like, we need to hold you accountable. And if we could do that, that would be amazing. You're absolutely right. I agree with that.
Yeah. But I like what you said, Monica. Voting is gonna be a big one. This is going to be a big one, and I think that it's so important for you, our viewers, to get out there and vote. I have heard people say, you know what, like, I don't like either one. I'm not even going to vote. Please just pick one. Just do your research, pick one. And let's just see what happens. Regardless of who is going to become our next president, let's just pray and hope that they have our best interests in mind. And on the flip side of that, regardless of who's going to become president, I'm still going to do what I got to do for my family and for my business, despite if it's Kamala or Trump in the White House. Because at the end of the day, you just got to do you. You just got to do you. You just got to do you.
That's true. That's true. And at the end of the day, you're responsible for your own livelihood. And so you're right. You just got to do you. Yeah.
So guys, definitely let us know in the comment section, like, what are your views on, you know, this election, 2024 election. You know, I know we got some pro-Trump. I know we got some pro-Kamala Harris. What key things stand out to you the most about your favorite candidate? Let us know.
Let us know.
All right.
All right.
The next time we see you, we'll have a new president.
We'll have a new president.
Bye.